Here's another great recipe that can be used as either lunch or as a dinner. It's really pretty awesome. It's a dill shrimp salad served over an avocado. So what we have here are several different ingredients. First, this is the pre-cooked shrimp that I bought at the store. I've simply thawed it and I've already cut it into bite-sized pieces. The size of piece that you would serve to a kid. Not a baby, all minced up, but the size you would probably serve to a 6-year-old. And so I've cut those up. I also have here a celery stick, and I have a cucumber. Don't worry, we're not going to use the whole cucumber. I have a tomato. We don't want to overpower it with too much citrus, so I have a normal-sized lime wedge and a normal-sized lemon wedge. I probably have about half a pound of shrimp. I also have a hard-boiled egg, an avocado, a little bit of mustard, and some of the Lite Mayonnaise. The chief ingredient here is fresh dill. Now you can use the powdered dill, that's just fine. Dill is an absolutely wonderful spice to cook with. It can, in fact, neutralize some types of carcinogens. It's absolutely wonderful. Like garlic, it can regulate bacteria growth inside of the body, and it's a source for calcium. After menopause, dill is great for reducing the risk of bone loss and for bone density. So we're going to combine all these ingredients here in this bowl. We're just going to mix it up, and it's going to make a delicious lunch or a delicious dinner, something that we can easily store and have again tomorrow. What I've done here at this point is I've cut my lime and I've cut my lemon wedge, just a normal sized lemon wedge. I've cut up about half a celery stalk, and I've cut it in half, and then I've cut it in very small pieces. I've cut up my cucumber, again, very small, and I also have a pile of dill here, probably about 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoons of dill, and I'm going to fine chop that. Now, anytime you cut dill, it's going to be sort of hard to fine chop it, so you want to go through it 2 directions, and then cut it, I guess, the cross way like this, because you really want to be able to spread this around. You don't want to have clumps of dill. Now I have the shrimp over here in the bowl. I'm going to add the mayonnaise and the mustard last. I'm just going to continue to mince up this dill because I really want it to be able to spread around everywhere. And now we're about ready to start mixing things up. I'm going to squeeze my lemon in here. And I'm going to squeeze my lime in here, just like that. Then I'm going to add my celery. I'm going to add my cucumber. I love cucumber. Always reminds me of my grandmother's garden. She loved to cook Swedish recipes with dill and cucumber. And then I'm going to add my dill. I don't really think you can have too much dill, so add as much as you want. It's really pretty mild but very flavorful. Notice my sliced tomato and my sliced hard-boiled egg are over here. Now we're about ready to begin mixing this up. But I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of mustard. In fact, since we're following a recipe here, I'm trying to teach you a recipe, I'll actually use half a teaspoon of yellow mustard, just traditional yellow mustard, like you used to put on hamburgers and hot dogs. Have you ever seen how they make a hot dog? Once you see how they make a hot dog, you'll probably never have one again. It just doesn't taste quite the same. And now I'm going to, by the way, I have this little rubber spatula, so I'll be able to begin mixing the ingredients together here. And there isn't really a guide to how much mayonnaise. Now, a lot of people, when they make a salad like this, they just cover the whole thing with mayonnaise. Again, the flavor here is not about the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise really is just glue to hold it together. So I don't want to use too much mayonnaise. So I'm going to start out here with, I have a 1/4 cup measure. So I'll scoop some mayonnaise in here and use about a 1/4 cup. I'll put it in the bowl here. It's probably a pretty good start for this quantity of shrimp. And I'll just begin stirring it together and letting the mayonnaise begin to coat everything and glue it together. It smells delicious, it looks delicious, and it's absolutely fantastic. That looks like it was about the perfect amount of mayonnaise. Again, you're probably used to large quantities of mayonnaise in a salad like this in the past, and that's not our goal in high nutrient lifestyles. And so we're simply going to use enough mayonnaise here as a glue, and it's now pretty firm. you know, sort of glued together here. Smells delicious, looks delicious. At this point, if you wanted to, you could taste it and add a little dill if you wanted to. Add a little bit of dill, a stray piece of cucumber here. And it looks fantastic, all mixed up here in the bowl. One thing I forgot to add here is my ground white pepper, so I'll add a little bit of ground white pepper. That's absolutely delicious. If you don't have white pepper, you can use regular black pepper. And then I'll continue to stir that around a bit so the pepper has a chance to spread throughout the entire mixture. Then I'm going to take my avocado and I'm going to chop it in half. And this is absolutely delicious. The pit came right out, so it's a perfect level of ripeness. Now the key here to getting the avocado out is to use a spoon. So we're going to take a spoon and put it right here at the end of the ripe avocado and just scoop underneath it. This is why buying the small avocados really is pretty good. And now it's been scooped out of the shell here and it's almost ready to eat. And now we're done. Absolutely delicious. I've put half the avocado on the plate. I've covered it with the shrimp salad mixture. I'm serving it with my hard-boiled eggs sliced and my tomatoes sliced on the side as a garnish. And what I have here is something delicious with a northern Scandinavian flavor, and avocados are tremendously helpful, a great source of healthy fat. And because I prepared this with ingredients that came right from the refrigerator, it's already cold and it's already ready to eat. Yum.